What on earth was Ilia Savosin thinking when he made that post? If you don't know what he did, don't worry, we'll get into that in a bit, but it prompted this reaction and apology from Roces, specifically team manager Martina, 2 apologies from Ilia, and someone asking for his new skate to be cancelled.
He's a very naughty boy! Now go away!
There's a fair bit more to consider, and it starts before he even became pro for Roces, and we're going to get into all of it. All the stunts are performed by professionals. Do not attempt this yourself. I mean, apparently he's professional. I wouldn't recreate what he did. I mean, if you do it in the wrong place, you could get yourself arrested or end up on a list. There's been a range of reactions to it. Some people thought it was totally fine, no problem at all. Other people thought it was totally wild and he should be sacked. And then there was others who just thought it was a bit lame. People have also called that the hypocrisy and overreaction in Martina's Roces post. There's a few things I think people are overlooking or just not considering at all, which makes this more of a nightmare for Roces. So Ilia Savosin, 22-year-old Russian, incredible skater. He was actually originally put on by racers and he moved across to Roces after Bobby claims to have discovered him. Not sure how you discover somebody that's already been put on by another brand, but I reckon he was just after a little bit of a finder's fee. Either way, good signing for Roces. Ilia clearly had a massive talent, was on a good trajectory to further make a name for himself and become a pro. He already had a fair few silly videos that were more balanced with regular skating, but he got a fair indication of what it was all about. His efforts were rewarded on the 22nd of June 2021 with a signature free skate. That caused a bit of confusion, him seemingly getting a pro product but not being on the pro team. A few people asked why he wasn't an ag skate. Martina cleared that up. He likes the free skates. It was just a nice bit of recognition. He wasn't pro and he hadn't had a career deserving of a pro ag skate at this young age. Fair enough, but then from then it seemed like more and more people were saying, well, he should be on the pro team and he'd done enough to deserve it. But Roces were a little bit hesitant. When I had a conversation with Martina about his status, because I was like, yeah, why don't you make him pro? And she was like, well, we've got to consider if he actually wants the responsibility of being pro. And then also, more importantly, we've got to consider whether he's ready to take on that responsibility of being pro and representing the brand the way we want him to. Looking at it now, fairly legitimate concerns. Clearly they decided he was ready. 6 months later, he had his first pro aggressive skate, a fifth element, with an edit very typical of what he's known for. And at this point it is super clear what he is about and what he likes to do. So Roces, they know what they've signed up for. His videos continue to escalate, they get more and more ridiculous. He becomes probably more well known for the comedy, novelty side of things than his actual skating, which is actually a shame. There was a few videos along the way that indicated that this might be coming. Not a video of him going out and actually buying the thing, but it was evident he wasn't afraid to push the boat. He wasn't afraid to take the boat on a joyride and crash the thing, all for a laugh. I think there was a few times Roces could have stepped in and been steady on captain, mate, you're at the ceiling here, and I'll circle back to those videos in a bit, but I reckon Roces were probably just enjoying the attention when it suited them. He recently had his second pro aggressive skate announced on the 18th of September this year, and so the promos started. Obviously the silly ones of him wearing watermelons while he skates, less obvious ones of him flipping over a loo with the caption, "just for the children," which isn't the best choice of caption considering what he was about to post. He had one of him dressed in a Supergirl outfit with something stuffed down his trousers to look like a raging with the caption, "super her, cry-faced aubergine." That's fine for Roces and Martina. Joint post. Oh my goodness. Now I'm not completely sure how I can fully describe this without getting into a bit of bother. Say if he would have posted the video on YouTube, it would have been taken down and potentially he would have got his account banned because it clearly goes against their community guidelines. But I'm going to give you an idea. If you like the vids and you want to support me so I don't have to do stuff like Ilias to get a little bit of money and get a few views, I've got merch, I've got Patreon with exclusive videos, that kind of stuff, and I've also got a YouTube channel membership with the same kind of thing. It really does help me out. I love you for supporting me. Cheers. The video is him wearing just his skates with a blow-up doll attached to him while he simulates on it. One of those dolls with a permanently surprised face. That was his idea. He barely does any tricks while he pretends to it. There's even a bit where he's doing no tricks at all and he's just simulating on it. All in what looks like a public, open, active skate park. There's a bit with his mate who I think's pretending to be his mum and being like, stop messing around with these girls, like get yourself a really nice girl. So it cuts to a clip of him on a beach with this other real life girl. He's dressed up all nice, gives her flowers, but then it cuts to her pretending to give him mate. What are you thinking? After that video dropped, the group chat must have been going off, man. It would have been bonkers. It's stag do themed rollerblading. That's a new genre, like. Now, allegedly, Roces liked the post.
I like it a lot.
That's got to be one of them where they've just seen their skater and been like, yeah, there's a like, watched it for a bit and been like, oh my God, what have we done? The post was swiftly removed and then Roces made their statement. Martina must have been spitting biscuits at this one. Like, what? What is going on here? You've got Nils here, like, trying to save the planet, trying to reduce like plastic waste. And you've got Ilia blow up dolls.
For me, it was crazy to go around and see rivers of plastic.
The contrast between those two skaters is incredible. Think about all the time he had to consider if this was a good idea or not. First, coming up with the idea. How do I promo this skate? Like, we've done the watermelon, we've done the Supergirl with the need something more. Do you know what I don't need more of? Clothes. I've got an idea. Imagine being in the shop, looking at that thing in the packet and going, this is brilliant. Blowing the thing up, taking a break to catch your breath and just being like, mate, they are gonna absolutely love this. This is a great idea. Entering what looks like a public skate park with that thing attached to you, probably taking a fair few goes to get the tricks landed, like multiple goes, sweating your face off because you're in Asia and it's roasting there, looking back through the footage going, oh yeah, that looks, oh, I'm just gonna get this blow up arm out of my face so I can see the footage. Oh no, I might have to do that one again. And still thinking all the time, this is amazing, I'm a genius. Not done there though, editing the thing and thinking, oh, I wonder what song's gonna go well with this piece of footage. Not a drop, not a second go. Actually, is this maybe a stupid idea? Like, is this maybe going too far? Is this crass? Nah, that's the song we need. Get it posted. There it goes to my 57,000 followers. Are you a club 18 to 30 rep? Are you employed by a hen party? Like, what is this? Like Russell Brand's Guide to Marketing? Like taking a few chapters out of like Roy Chubby Brown's book? Bet he's glad he didn't post the next one with the ping pong balls. My first thoughts were, wow, he is scraping the barrel here. Like, he has gone all in. This is like fairly low. Instagram's probably going to remove this pretty swiftly. And then also, and more importantly, I was thinking, what happens if like a kid sees this? You only have to be 13 to use Instagram. Like, the vast majority of his content is definitely aimed at kids. Like I said, he captured one just for the children. The Supergirl one where he has a visible has a comment from a 14-year-old that says, and it's really super It's kind of creepy, man. Like, it's definitely not professional and it's like, it's odd. I'm laughing at the audacity of it all and the stupidity of thinking that was a good idea and the fact that I'm talking about this. Now, Martina's comment, like, deeply sorry and disgusted. They had no idea it was coming. Sorry to those rightfully offended. As a woman, this hurts. Everyone can make mistakes, but there will be consequences. And she was shaken. Roces, as a family brand that actually make products for kids, definitely had to step in and be like, whoa, get that down. We're going to slightly distance ourselves from you. Like, we can't just like ignore this. We kind of have to make a statement because, you know, it would have come up because that was pinging around so fast when that first got posted. Somebody else would have brought it up and then they would have been like, well, yeah, we just tried to hide it. People would have been like, why did you not address that? As a woman, this hurts. Now, I can understand that feeling. It's fairly vulgar and pretty vigorous, if that's the right word. I can also understand if another woman seen this, they'd be pretty disgusted by it, think it was gross. It's definitely not professional. But I don't think it's specifically because the doll is meant to be a woman. I mean, the doll looks comical. It almost doesn't look real at all. There's a novelty to it. You know, you can separate reality from what's going on there. But that's like beside the point. Like, I mean, it could have been a blow-up sheep. I think it's just the whole setup and what he's simulating with it. Not just the one separate thing in it. The scene on the beach is degrading. You can argue over whether it's misogynistic or not. It's certainly not positive, and one girl's choice to do that in the video doesn't represent all women. It's pure ignorance. Like I said before, it doesn't represent a family brand unless you're like the Sawyer family from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's definitely inappropriate for young kids. People took exception to the shaking bit, like they just don't believe it, basically.
Oh shit.
I think a lot of the reactions saying it's totally fine are maybe ignoring the fact that like a kid could stumble across this. It's not like you've gone into a comedy club and there's a few like crass blue jokes or anything like that. It's Instagram. Like 13-year-olds are on this, and 13-year-olds are probably like, out of everybody you follow in rollerblading, like Ilias is probably one of the more likely people you would follow if you were a young kid. Comments like, thought it was good and gave it a like. Bro fucked up apologising. He would reach legend status if he leaned into it hard when people started complaining. Defo touch to be like, yeah, when I was 13, like my dad gave me a blow up doll and like taught me about life. That's how I was raised, like. Legend status. With who? City boys out on the weekend. Oh yeah, he's a legend, that kid. Like, where's he going to cash in this legendary status? What's he going to get for it? I've seen comments comparing it to like back in the day, or like 20 years ago, you know, like hoax style videos and stuff like that. That was 20 years ago. I'm not sure like we should be using that as like an ideal or any kind of reference really. It takes a little bit more effort to get hold of a VHS than it does like for a 13-year-old these days to open up Instagram and see Ilia a doll.
What are you watching?
We need to stop apologising for anything and everything. The good old Uno reverse card. Yeah, just fire that out like blanket excuse. Just ignore the nuances of every situation. Nah, that's boring, mate. Stop apologising, who cares? I'm pretty sure Ilia wasn't being malicious whatsoever. It's just totally mindless. The statement from Roces was to cover themselves, but it also felt like a projection of the pressure Martina has like put herself under. You had the chances and challenges for female pros panel at Winter Clash, like start of last year. And when Martina was questioned about the lack of female representation on Roces, she said this.
We never had a woman ask to be in the team. That's like the straight up true.
Hang about.
Ironically, the most famous female skater of all time said this the year prior. I want to have a pro Roces skate. After all that, people assumed the candy skate was going to be for Fabiola, when it turned out it wasn't, and then she ended up moving to USD, and now it's been announced that she's going to have a skate with the Bladies. I imagine Martina felt a lot of bit of pressure about that all. She's asking people not to leave mean comments on their posts, but then one of her pros, who she's meant to be managing, posts that. They were hesitant to make him pro, so I'm sure at some point she would have had to convince somebody higher up that he's not just a complete silly Billy. But then this happened. It just looks like she has zero control. Like, absolutely, like allow the riders to be themselves, like show a bit of personality, but then you've got to try and bring it in all together under the banner of like Roces, and like it's not really clear what that is. The disapproval feels a little bit inconsistent, and there was times they could have like stepped in and maybe said something. Again, the Supergirl one, something down his trousers to look like a on. That passed the quality control check.
The one flashing the wax, the one groping his fake, the one with the girl with her hanging out,
the one with the condoms. Now I don't think that's bad, but they could have stepped in and been like, don't get too excited, cowboy, that's like enough of that kind of humour, yeah? I just keep thinking about Nils and Yuto and how completely different they are to those other two. It might be worth having two different brands, and then everybody gets excited when you do a collab video. Ilia followed up with a story to apologise, which I think if it didn't have that image in the background it would have been fine, like maybe a few more words. This was then followed up with a massive post. Fair play, he apologised. The first bit is about the financial realities of being a pro. He then goes on to say, I don't like the whole underground in our field. I really love punctual, purposeful, strong-willed and responsible people. His Instagram is riddled with like irresponsible behaviour, so that's a bit of a funny one. On the scale of responsible, where are we putting that last post that you're apologising for? In order to earn more money from my favourite business, I changed my view on my content in order to reach a wider audience and earn more money. He's been doing the silly videos for like 5 years. It's not like a new change, so I'm not sure what he's really getting at with that. Like, I do this because I like it.
Do you really like it? Is it wicked?
That's perfectly sound. The whole apology could be that. It's just like, look, this is what I really like doing, this is what I'm into, I love messing around, like, it wasn't anything malicious, it was just a bit ignorant, I took it too far, like, hold my hands up, sorry, like, let's just crack on. I see this as development of the industry. You previously referenced the bucket of potatoes video. Is that what you see as development of the industry?
You're taking the piss now, aren't you?
It's nice to see funny videos, and I think humour is an important part of rollerblading. We shouldn't be taking ourselves too seriously. But as an apology for blow up doll, I think maybe it might be a bit of a stretch to suggest that like that was helping develop the industry. He says specifically he sees his videos as like a way to increase the sales of skates. I'd love to be proven wrong on this. What I'm hearing, skate sales have plateaued, but if you have got like the data to show that like, you know, your videos are actually like dramatically making a difference and increasing skate sales, that'd be amazing, because then you could like replicate it with the rest of the industry and like the whole industry would grow. He then gets more into the apology. He says the vid was too much. It was part of a competition for this guy.
Hello, bozo.
He looks responsible, and it was also for a dating app, and he says he was motivated by cash.
Give me the money. Give me the money!
He gets into it more and shows a bit of accountability. I understand the responsibility I bear. A lot of young skaters watch me, and I'm also the face of a large company, Roces. Best of all, he then turns it into a little bit of a joke, talking about taking his girlfriend to dinner and being able to buy like real Gucci. And the cherry on the top, he spins it all to promo his new signature skate video. I mean, I don't blame him, but that's how serious he's taking it. I assume Martina's going to be going through that promo video with a knit comb, man, like looking for every little drop of saucy stuff.
Michael, what on earth is this?
Remember when Leffy said this about Adapt?
He told me, like, I'm gonna ruin your career and I'm gonna break your legs. He said, I'm gonna beat you up.
What?
And then Ricardo made a video with Adapt and said this.
We can't let anyone die to make this video. Nobody's were harmed in the makeup.
Well, he's back at it again with the clangers. Ilia simulates on a blow-up doll, apologises for it, and then Lino comes in with this. Love this. You are one of the most professional individuals I have ever seen in real life. Never stop. Lino, I'm assuming your next product review is going to be like one of these dolls. Like, what are you thinking, mate? You've got this like wholesome family channel. You even have your family on there, and you're saying this guy's a professional, like the most professional you've ever seen. Come on. Another amazing comment was from somebody who hadn't seen the video but was saying it was harmless fun. What, like school playground, harmless fun? Just having a nice picnic in the park. Oh, there's somebody stimulating on a doll. Harmless park fun. What are you talking about? I'd say it was pretty rare to have to apologise for harmless fun. The more dramatic ones never stop being you. Don't apologise for just trying to be yourself. He just got a slap on the wrist for being a numpty in one video. He's not going to prison or anything. Nobody's asking him to like apologise for like his whole like Instagram career or anything like that.
I'm so sorry.
Everybody do mistake. If people were smart, they won't take yesterday's video as offensive. Keep it up, man. If people were smart, they could see why that video was a bad idea. They might be able to also understand why some people might find that offensive, and that's beyond just being offended for offended's sake. If people are smart, they'll realise that it's not malicious at all. It's just complete ignorance, and it's really inappropriate for like a pro who has a young following quite clearly and is representative like for a brand that definitely doesn't have that image. And that's it, like, he's been made to say sorry, he said his piece, it was totally stupid. But yeah, let's just get on with it, eh? Cheers to all my Patreons and my YouTube channel members. Like, I couldn't do this without your support, so I really appreciate it. Here's a couple of other videos you can watch until I'm back, and I'll see you again soon. Spotty Dog.